Good afternoon, everybody. It's Rabbi Lori Matskin coming to check in. I'm sorry I missed you yesterday, but I'm really happy to reunite with you. I found a book on my shelf that I've been meaning to start called Rest, Play, Grow. And it's a book about making sense of preschoolers or anyone who acts like one. But I think those three words might be really helpful for us in this period where we're at home and we're taking a break from society with its pressures and with its busyness. We all need to rest. We are all really burnt out in so many ways. And we need to play with each other. We need to find some joy in our own experience somehow. And we're going to grow through this. We're going to be stronger. We're going to see each other's natural hair color. We're going to see each other's rooms and our pajamas as we go on Zoom chats and Zoom teachings and Facebook Lives together. And we're going to get to know each other behind the veil. So I hope that we can rest, play, and grow, each of us and as a family. On a call with other rabbis this morning, I was reminded of this idea of what is essential. You know, the services that are not essential are the ones that are being closed down right now. And if something is considered essential to society and community, it's staying open. And so this question of what of our actions are essential? Where do we need to spend our energy? Is it scrolling through social media? Is it stockpiling more supplies? Is it realizing what we can do with what we have? A great story was told by one of my friends yesterday who was looking at store after store for orange juice until her husband said, you know, we have a beautiful tree full of oranges here in our own backyard. And she and her son started making orange juice for the day. And I love that idea of realizing the resources, the orange trees that we have in our own yards, in our own resource banks, in our hearts and our homes. There is a teaching by Rabbi Zev Wolf from Zhitomir, a Hasidic teaching, a spiritual teaching that talks about the idea of pizur nefesh, a scattered soul, a scattered presence, and how the antidote or the prescription to dealing with a pizur nefesh is to meditate on oneness. You could call it God, you could call it unity, you could call it love. We come together in focus on how we are connected and how we care for each other as a community. You know, physical distance does not mean social distance. I feel very close with so many of you, and we can really show up by focusing on our loved ones. Pizur nefesh. So what is it that you're scattered about? Maybe you have lots of responsibilities on Zoom or to get your work up to speed on conference calls, and that's a big challenge, especially if you've got little guys or little girls running around wanting your attention too. So one of the oils that I wanted to try today is called Console. It's very calming, and you might have an ingredient or two from this list in your house. If you might have frankincense or patchouli, lang-lang, amyris, sandalwood, rose, any of those ingredients, you can get them out and just set them up and smell them together, maybe spritz them or just put them in an essential oil diffuser, whatever you want, to try to bring that sense of comfort. We need to work on our goal of being a non-anxious presence for each other, for the kids, for our elders, for our community. The more we can focus on unity and love, if you want to use the word God or connection for that, the more we can move past our thinking everything is essential and really find that which is essential and reserve our energy for that. Another really wonderful teaching I wanted to share with a practice is this name of this virus, this disease of COVID-19. And in Hebrew, the word for honor is Kavod. And the Eastern European sort of Yiddishized way of saying that is Kavod. And Kavod sounds a lot like COVID, right? So a new campaign has started called the COVID-19 campaign. Can you reach out to 19 people and offer some kind of honor and dignity. Perhaps it's an elder in your family that maybe was already shut in. Maybe they were already in, assisted living or something and couldn't leave, or maybe you just haven't talked to them since the last family wedding or simcha or funeral, but you want to reestablish that connection. What does it mean to offer honor? Maybe you have some neighbors or people in your community that you can get email or phone numbers for. I'm going to reach out to our JCC and see if we can make some connections with the Grand Pals program with our preschool families so that we can still connect across the generations. So I love that idea of kavod, turning fear into connection. And finally, I wanted to share what Hadar and I did last night as he went to sleep. I like to do this idea of breathe in something and breathe out something else. So I'll start with breathe in mommy, breathe out daddy, breathe in daytime, breathe out nighttime, etc. And he actually has started contributing. So he said, breathe in being healthy, breathe out being calm, breathe in living inside, breathe out living outside. I thought that was interesting. And one of my favorites that he did was breathe in having fun, breathe out following the rules. So let's try that one. Breathe in having fun, breathe out following the rules, and finding that balance. Now I'll be honest and say that he also offered breathe in the sickness going away, breathe in the sickness coming back. And then he said breathe in the sickness going away for a second time, and breathe out being healthy. So I think that as a 5-year-old, that acknowledgement that we don't really know the cycle of the waves of how this virus is going to pan out in society, and how long the implications are, there's a lot of truth in that. But again, focusing on what is essential, what are essential activities, what are the mind states, and visually, what screens do you need to look at? I know I had a headache terribly the last few nights by the end of the day because my screen time is so increased. So where can we say this is not essential? I don't really need to engage in this right now. My eyes need a break. My body needs a break, right? Finding what is essential, the essential services for us and our family to keep going, and then to return to a sense of connection and unity, connection to God, connection to the universe, connection to our whole worldwide human community, whatever you want to use there, so that we can move away from the scattered soul, the pizur nefesh, and come into focus with our breath. So rest, play, and grow, right? How can you do each of those each day? For a prayer and voice meditation, I want to offer you the Shema, which is the most well-known Jewish prayer, but it can apply for all of us. I just offered it this morning in our Zoom JFam baby group, where we actually turned off mute, and one family at a time with their babies cuddled up and sang the Shema for us. So you can say the Shema with me, but I want to offer a mindful way to do it, an embodied practice. So we start by quieting our own nervous system, our own anxieties, our own sense of being present. It's what we say to a baby when they're crying, when we are beginning their calming process. So treat yourself like that baby that needs to be quieted. And then a sense of satisfaction. And then a final breath. So those 3 syllables. It's actually the primal sounds in many traditions. Connected to the om sound, with the quiet shushing, and the ah. So we can try the Shema like that. And I'll also share with you the English translation that I sing for my kids each night. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Listen, Jewish people and all of us. Adonai is our God, and everything is one. There's one more way to say the Shema, which is popular in some Jewish renewal circles, which is to use each word as breath meditation. So we'll end with that. So each word, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad, gets its own full breath. So every time we breathe in and have a long exhale, it really calms our whole mind, soul, body connection. Try it with me. Diana, Terry, Mary Alice, Davida, you guys can be our beta testers since you're here with me live. Thank you. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai I look forward to hearing who you reach out to in your COVID-19 campaign, honoring those who could use a connection with you. Have a great day, and let me know in the comments what else you'd like to hear. Okay, bye-bye.